Would you like to learn the quick and easy way to make Boozy Gummies?
Well, today on WTF, we're going to show you how to use Instagel to make Boozy Gummies out of rum and coke, blue Hawaiian, and watermelon margarita. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we transform food here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Scott Guerin.
And I'm Janie Wang, one of the owners of Modernist Pantry. Here on WTF every week we talk about unique ingredients and techniques and show you recipes that you can do in your kitchen. So remember, subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll get notified of our episodes when they come out. This week we're going to be covering one of the most requested items from our viewers, which is how do you make Boozy Gummies? So we're going to show you just how simple and easy it is to do this at home without heating up your gelatin. Now, Scott, obviously we're not the first people to make Boozy Gummies or invent the concept. What is the difference between what most recipes are calling for versus what we were able to do here today?
Sure. So a lot of recipes will call for you get your gelatin, you're going to have to heat it up with whatever flavorings that there are in there, and then you're going to cool it down and then add your alcohol before it completely cools, so that way you're not cooking off the alcohol.
Okay.
But we found a way that you can do it without having to heat it at all.
Okay, great. And what is the secret behind that?
So it's Instagel. Instagel is a cold soluble gelatin, so it's gone through a process which allows you to mix it into liquids without having to heat it up, and that allows you to pretty much just make it into a blender. Make it in a blender and then let it set, and it's set within like an hour and a half. It's really quick, easy, and I mean you can make gummies and jello shots in no time.
All right, well that sounds too good to be true, so let's see it in action.
Let's see if it works. Yeah. No, it absolutely works. So it's great. So we're just going to make a cocktail. For this, we're going to do a blue Hawaiian. We made 3 different types of cocktails, but you can really do any cocktail once you have the ratios down.
Is this the blue Hawaiian right here?
Yeah, this
All
is
right,
the blue Hawaiian
I'm going to
right
grab
there.
one.
So we put in the blue curacao. We have vodka. We have white rum. So generally it would have like sour mix, but I don't necessarily like sour mix so much. We have some sugar, which would be in the simple syrup as well. We have some lime juice. And then we have pineapple juice. And always be sure to use like a canned pineapple juice. If you want to use fresh pineapple juice, make sure that you are heating it first, because pineapple has an enzyme that breaks down gelatin, even Instagel.
Good to know.
So very simple. I'm just going to put on the top here. Get it blending, and I'm going to sprinkle in my Instagel, and that's basically it. So put it in there, and I'm going to blend it for 5 minutes. If you underblend it, it doesn't fully, hydrate in the liquid. So I go for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then you have to let the bubbles settle out. You can pour them into molds. So let's get the blending going. And you can notice it's a large amount, but that's good because it makes really great gummies. This is about 20% to the total weight of the cocktail.
Okay, and what's the alcohol content in this?
So the alcohol content, this drink that I made here is about a double shot. So it's about 15% to 20% alcohol. It is not to the point where it's like 50-50, which we've made 50-50 gummies, so those are very alcoholic. But we wanted to have these just be, pretty much flavored like the cocktail, rather than it just be like a strong alcohol punch. But let's let this blend for a little bit longer, and then we can see what it looks like when it's done.
Great.
All right, so now that we've done the blending, very simple. We want to get these air bubbles out, and there's 2 ways to do it. Either time or through other means. If you have a vacuum sealer, you can do that, but not everyone has one. The way we've kind of developed these cocktails was to have them not be too thick, because then it'll hold on to the bubbles.
Right.
It'll separate over about 5 minutes, and then you'll be able to skim off any bubbles on the top.
Okay.
If you absolutely need to, and you don't want to waste that stuff on top, you could just gently heat it. You don't have to bring it up to a boil or anything.
Okay.
Just put it into the microwave and do like 10-second increments just until it comes down, like if it sets into a gel. You don't want to heat it because you don't want to lose any of that alcohol content.
Right.
So here we obviously have lots of bubbles here. This will separate on its own, and we can show you that later. But when they're all done, you can just pop them out. You can see how great they look
I know, and this one tasted really good. I ate it earlier. Okay, what are the other flavors we have here?
Good question. Okay. So we have a watermelon margarita.
Ooh.
And we have a rum and Coke. So we went with, two more summery fun flavors and one that can be done all year and just be great. And we found that by putting Coke or cola into one of these, we weren't getting like the full flavor. So we actually put a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of vanilla in there. It really brought out that kind of Coke or cola flavor. You could definitely see I'm squeezing these pretty hard, and they're not just like jello shots, right? They're definitely bouncy, and they're great.
And the texture on them is really nice.
Yeah, and we find that Instagel is very kind of like creamy as it melts, so you get a great mouthfeel off of them. I don't know, I really love them. I think they're great for any party.
Yeah, I think this one's my favorite, the watermelon. And I know someone is thinking, can I do this with agar? Can I do this with like anything else?
No, not really, because cold setting gels are not common. So this one is great because it does set as it's cold, but very few things you don't have to heat to create a gel. And the ones that you don't, other than this one, are not a great texture.
Yeah.
So like if you tried to mix xanthan and guar, which makes a cold setting gel, it is not delicious like this. So stick with the
Instagel.
For some reason I want to say vegan gel. That's not this. But yeah, stick with the Instagel.
Yeah, unfortunately this is not a vegan product. But I know that, people have often asked for this recipe. And if you're like, oh, I also want to try Instagel, you can certainly win a big bag of Instagel by leaving in the comments below what you're going to make with it of your favorite cocktail. So I know you're already thinking about it. Just leave it in the comments below to enter to win. And you can get all of these recipes in the links as well, as always. So they'll be up on the blog. So these are delicious. I'm going to try the rum and Coke. That's the only one I haven't had yet, but I think the watermelon's going to be my favorite. So let us know what your favorite will be. And until next week, from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie Wang.
And I'm Scott Garrett.